First of all, most people don't even believe there's anything beyond this physical realm. And then the people who do, they think that it's separate. All these religions have externalized God, but this body is the temple of God. Consciousness is using this physical third dimensional body to experience itself in a whole new, unique expression. You were basically sitting in the infinite all of nothingness, knowing that you are God, knowing that you are infinite. And you said, what do I want to experience today? You are infinite awareness, choosing to have this exact experience. All that is, in order to be all that is, has to experience every experience that could possibly ever be experienced. Because without even one experience, it would not be all that is. And that's what you're doing, and that's the game you're a part of. This is your reminder that that's what you are. And your mission here is to remember that. If you are watching this video, you are part of the 0.001% of the global population that is on the correct vibrational frequency to receive this message. You are not here by accident or coincidence. Your energy summoned this video. You are responsible for the co-creation of this experience. So, for that, I thank you. I'm simply the messenger, the vessel that this message has chosen to come through for this experience to be had. In the online space, lots of terms are frequently thrown around, overused so much, in fact, that the actual meaning, the actual truth that these terms point to have kind of been watered down. They've lost a lot of their potency, their truth, just by the fact that they've been misrepresented or misunderstood. The majority of people have forgotten what these concepts point to. The finger pointing at the moon is not the moon, as they say. Terms such as expanding consciousness, raising one's vibrational frequency, growing closer to God, source, etc., whatever term works best for you. I've never claimed to be a religious ideologue. I understand that everybody has their specific terms and types of language that resonates most deeply with them and their personal experience. So whatever term helps you grow closer to the truth is the term that I think you should use. So terms such as these, raising one's vibrational frequency, expanding consciousness, etc., etc., all these terms are just thrown around so flippantly, and they've lost a lot of their potency, a lot of their true meaning. And I'm just here to simply give you that reminder of what these concepts are truly pointing to. It's not about falling in line with a specific ideology, with a specific, string of language. It's about coming back to who you are. It's about reminding you over and over and over who and what you just are at your core, because God and infinite consciousness throws himself into the physical realm to experience certain things and to forget who he is so that he or it can remember who it is once again. And that's what you are here to experience. This video is the simple but very powerful reminder that you are not the body. You are not simply the physical. And even more deep, you are not even the mind. You are so much more. You are so far beyond that. You are infinite. God is infinite. You are part of the divine source of all that is. The multifaceted crystal of creation that is responsible for every experience that ever has, will, and is being had at this moment. That source, that energy, that powerful, potent force of creation and love, you're not separate from that. And in this Western culture, we tend to forget that a lot. I'm living here in America, and you walk around to stores, you go to your job, you see most of your family, and it even happens to us sometimes where we're so lost in the physical realm. We forget who we are. We forget that deep, infinite source of presence and bliss and life, of deep consciousness that we are, the true self, that beyond time, beyond space, when we die, beyond all pleasure and pain, when all these things pass away, what will we be left with? Well, it is that simple but powerful awareness, that realization that I am. In the words of Jesus, I am. It's that I am presence. It is God. It is source. It is all these terms. They've just been so overused, and there's so much misinterpretation, and you can use whatever term you like, but all these things are just supposed to point you back to the fact that you are God. You are infinite consciousness, having this very unique and powerful experience. You were basically sitting in the infinite all of nothingness, knowing that you are God, knowing that you are infinite, and you said, what do I want to experience today? And so you split yourself off once, you split yourself off twice, infinitely, into all these powerful and deeply unique fractals of the infinite divine source that you are, so you could experience every experience that there is to experience. But this game goes on infinitely. You are source, you are God, having this physical experience for a short time. If you want to think of it in terms of like theoretically, let's imagine there's God on one side and there's you theoretically being separate from God. You're not actually separate from God, but theoretically in this analogy, just to help display the concept, is imagine there's God and then there's you. And God basically sent you off. He created you and then sent you off on a mission into this physical world to have this experience, to experience everything in this physical experience that there is to experience. So then after this experience is done, you can bring that information, the emotions, the experiences, the stories back to him, back to the source, because it's God, it's infinite, but it gets kind of bored sometimes. So it says, go experience these things and bring these lessons back to me. That analogy only goes so far because it separates you from God. It's actually just you doing it to yourself. You've forgotten, maybe I would say 95% of the people out there, maybe even more than that, they would see this video. First of all, most people don't even believe there's anything beyond this physical realm. And then the people who do, they think that it's separate. Oh, it's God. Oh, it's the Brahman. Oh, it's like all these religions have externalized God, but this body is the temple of God. Consciousness is using this physical third dimensional body to experience itself in a whole new, unique expression of what it is, because it is creation. The creative force, divine source, energy that you are, left to itself, will simply create, because that's what it is. It is infinite divine joy and peace and love. And if love and infinite abundance is left to itself, it just goes out and does shit. And that's what you're doing, and that's the game you're a part of. That's the game that everybody's a part of, and that's why no person is better than another person. That's why I'm not saying you are God in some sort of egoic sense. I'm saying you are a part of the infinite divine fire that is God. You are a spark of that infinite divine flame, a piece of it, a fractal of this beautiful source energy. And it sent you off on a mission to have this experience, because if God, being the all that is, so to speak, all that is, in order to be all that is, has to experience every experience that could possibly ever be experienced, because without even one experience, it would not be all that is. So from a certain sense, you existing is so important. God could not be God without you, because if God is infinite, it has to be part of everything. If you ever separate anything from God, God would not be infinite. Universe, source energy being infinite would not be infinite. So it has to experience every single experience in so many separate, unique, divine ways, or else it would not be all that is. And this is your reminder that that's what you are. And your mission here is to remember that. And you're here. So maybe just for a brief moment, maybe just for this 10-minute segment of this video, you remember. And maybe after this video, click off and you'll go back to work and you'll start worrying about your girlfriend or your boyfriend or this financial situation that you're in. And that's fine. And that is part of the game. That is part of this valid experience that you can have. But I'm glad that you took a moment to stop here with me, just to acknowledge the fact that being here, present, in this moment, consciously using your awareness to come back to the truth of who you are is the most important thing you can ever do, because everything that we perceive as real is actually fake and will all fade away one day at some point in our perceived delusion of time. And I don't even know what else to say besides that. There's really so much we can say about the infinite, and no matter how much you say, you really just go around in circles, because you are infinite. That is the most beautiful realizations that you can have. It's not a concept to hold in your brain. It's something to be personally experienced. So I'm happy I was able to help remind you of who and what you truly are. Not just simply in this life, but beyond this life. You are infinite awareness, choosing to have this exact experience here today, at this moment, in this time. Because in order for the all that is to be all that is, it must have you experiencing this positive experience, negative experience, whatever the experience is, however you label it, whether you think it's pleasurable, whether you think it's painful, it doesn't matter. All experiences are valid. All experiences are good in the infinite. And that might seem controversial, but I don't care. So fuck you. I stand by what I said. If you've been in the process of spiritually awakening your soul for any significant period of time, you know the importance of your physical body's health and the role that it plays in your vibrational frequency. Physical health and spiritual health are interdependent. They're basically like two sides of the same coin. This physical body, this physical vessel being the vessel for God and consciousness to experience itself is super important. So if you not only want to raise your vibrational frequency and realize God in this lifetime, but also look and feel your best, then go ahead and check out some of the links I've put in the description. I've placed some resources down there that may help you out with that. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. My name is Andrew Knight, and I'm extremely passionate about sharing spiritually aligned content to help us all collectively raise the vibrational frequency of our bodies, minds, and spirits. If that sounds like your cup of tea and you are as crazy as me, then welcome to the club, and I will speak with you very, very soon. Peace.